it's a conundrum, right? It's a problem
Yes.
because what's what I said earlier. Well, what's better now might not be better later.
Yes.
It has it has some kind of effect, and everything. I think most people, at least most adults, I think, understand this, that today does not begin today. Today
Mm.
begins yesterday when you have children, because if you are thinking about staying awake or sleeping patterns or how to get children to do things or to live within an adult framework or timetable,
Mm.
where adults can start today with their plans, you have to start a day earlier with the children, especially
Mm.
in terms of sleeping. So if you want the children, for example, if you want your children to get up earlier today, you have to get them up earlier yesterday, do a lot of activity with them during the day, make them tired so that they fall asleep earlier so that they can get up earlier. So everything begins in advance. When you've
Mm.
got kids, you've got to plan everything at least 2 or 3 days in advance that you want them to do, because they don't have the same operating
Mm.
system in their brains that adults have, and children don't understand a lot of the consequences of actions, and eventually they usually get it, but they still need to be reminded, but then adults need to be reminded as
Mm.
well. We all you- um, everyone who's got a partner knows that their partner does stuff that annoys them because they forget to do something, and the same way that we forget to do stuff that annoys our partners. So it's not just something that only children have a problem with. Adults have a problem with that as well.
Mm.
um, and I I think children eventually pick up on the good things, and they realize what are the good things to do. The only problem is that adults disagree about what are the good things a lot of the
Yes.
time. As well, what should we teach our children, and when should we teach it? And those are really difficult decisions to make sometimes. I think that if you observe your children closely enough, you see when they are ready for certain things and when they are not ready for certain things.
Mm.
Um, I'm always against forcing learning on people. I never think that's a good idea. I think that um, important things happen at the right time. There's a right time for everything.
Mm.
When it becomes obvious when you need to know something or you need to develop a certain skill.
Mm.
It's good to plan out in advance, but what is the saying? Necessity is the mother of invention. It's only when you really need it
Mm.
that you actually work at uh, the the skill. And there are lots of skills that we should work at that we don't,
Mm.
like taking penalty kicks, for example. Yeah, yeah. If you saw the final of the European Championship
Yes.
last
Yes.
night, last
Yes. Definitely.
a large amount of stress for a lot of people in this country. Yeah. But I live in a part of Scotland where there's a military air force base, and a lot of the people who work at the base, most of the people who work at the base are English. Yeah.
Mm.
So there's a large community of English people in this area anyway. So it's not it's hard to think of the area as Scottish sometimes,
Mm.
but I guess it is. I mean, it would be interesting to see how many Scottish people are actually in Scotland, because what does it mean to be Scottish anymore? I'm not even sure about that. We are so interbred in different countries that
Mm.
everything is a mix now of one thing or another.